Open world games, who doesn't love them? Big, massive landscapes to explore, discover, and get all immersed in. We've already had a few good ones this year, like Far Cry 5, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Monster Hunter World, Sea of Thieves. Yes, I said Sea of Thieves and good in the same There's parts of Sea of Thieves that I really enjoy. The good news is, the year ain't over. There's still a few more open world games coming out that I'm really looking forward to. So here today, I'll be going over my 5 most anticipated new open world games of 2018. And again, this list won't include any of the ones that already came out, because that wouldn't make sense. First up on the list, we have got State of Decay 2, a zombie survival game that expands upon the original. Here you play as a group of survivors in the middle of the zombie apocalypse. Each survivor has their own traits, skills, personalities that all factor into how they play. You'll be scavenging for resources, rescuing survivors, and building up a base of playable characters. As your characters gain experience, you can upgrade their traits and skills, making them stronger, but if a character dies, they're gone forever, and you must take control of a new one. This is a zombie survival action game mixed with a management simulator. You'll be managing your resources, building up your base, and upgrading your characters. The first game was hands down my favorite zombie game ever, and I know it's a mid-tier game, it's a $30 game, it's not a AAA title, it's not gonna have quite the polish and shine that those games have, but it's still my favorite zombie survival game I've ever played, and the sequel is expanding upon that and adding co-op. I am so stoked for State of Decay 2. Moving on, we have Biomutant, a kung fu action RPG where you play as this raccoon, squirrel, panda, whatever the heck this thing is. The game features martial art combat that gives you the freedom of movement with the ability to hop around, shoot, use melee attacks, mutant powers, and all sorts of combos in between. The game has a crafting system that allows you to mix and match all sorts of different parts, allowing for these unique combinations. You'll be wearing special gear to combat environmental hazards like extreme heat and cold. The game also has gliding, climbing, jet skis, mechs, hot air balloons. There's some really interesting looking stuff here in Biomutant, and it's a presentation and a type of game and a style of game that you don't see very often, and it's why I'm really excited for it. I'm also excited for Darksiders 3, an action-adventure game, the latest in the Darksiders franchise, has Earth overrun by the 7 deadly sins. You'll be playing as the unpredictable, enigmatic Fury, who must use magic and this spine whip, I think it is, to try to fend off the evil. Fury is called upon by the Charred Council, these rockhead dudes, to prove that she is the most powerful of the 4 horsemen. Darksiders has been a franchise that combines open world exploration, fun combat, and puzzle solving in a way that kind of reminds me of Zelda meets death metal. I've always enjoyed these games, and I know that the franchise has had some issues in the past, but they've come back around. The third one's getting made, and I couldn't be happier. Moving on, we have got Metro Exodus, a first-person post-apocalyptic shooter. The third in the Metro series this time finds Dmitri fleeing from the shattered ruins of a dead Moscow. Metro Exodus is a story-driven first-person shooter that blends combat, stealth, exploration, and survival horror elements in this large, immersive world. The Metro series is a really tense, atmospheric, I guess immersive is probably the best word for what the Metro games have been. I hesitated to put this on this list because traditionally Metro has been kind of a linear experience, but they're talking about a lot of branching paths and making Metro Exodus more of an open world than we've seen in the past. So for that reason, it's on this list. And the final game on today's list, which will probably also be really good, is Red Dead Redemption 2, the Western-themed action-adventure game from Rockstar. Set in America during the end of the Wild West era, we'll be playing as a man on the run from the law, having to rob, steal, and fight our way to survive. This will also be a heavily story-driven game, while having, at the same time, a slew of open-world activities. This is Rockstar, makers of Grand Theft Auto and, well, Red Dead Redemption. You have a good idea of what to expect from them. This is a studio that tends to not put out something that isn't great. People have their opinions about Grand Theft Auto Online and the direction that took, but that stuff aside, their single-player, open-world experiences and the stories that they tell have always been just some of the best in the industry. And there's really no way that Red Dead Redemption 2 won't be an amazing game. Out of all the lists that I've ever made, this is the one where I can certainly say I will be playing all of these games, and I cannot wait. And that is gonna do it for my list of the 5 most anticipated new open world games of 2018. Special honorable mention to Crackdown 3. I don't know if it's coming out this year. Also don't know if it's gonna be any good, but I loved the crap out of the first Crackdown. I remember sitting in my dorm room, jumping around, collecting all those orbs, jumping the size of a skyscraper, having my vehicle morph like 7 times until it turned into a monster truck. I don't know. Crackdown was cool when I was a kid. Hopefully hopefully it's cool now. The rest of this games on this list seem pretty cool. I hope that just cool. It's open world games. See you guys later. Is that really the best I could come up with? Cat, why now? You know what? You can see I'm recording.